Six-goal thriller over the Copa America as Peru and Paraguay battle to the bitter end, but only one P could go through to the semi-finals. Who is it? I'll tell you next! Welcome back once again with another match preview, looking back at the old quarter-final match between Paraguay and Peru for a spot in the last four. That's right, over the Copa America, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to keep your bang up to date with all things Copa America related, Blackburn Rovers related. Well, football, we're going to know here, boys. Under one Ruski, that's right, of course, the Battle of the Peas, locking horns over in Boiseau for a spot in that last four up against Boiseau, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, so give you continued support as we try to push this baby up to another level. That's right, the race to 25k is right here, right now. So let's get into the thick of things. Let's take a look at the match itself then, shall we? Of course, it's done and dusted 3-3 in the end. This game had absolutely everything. 6 goals, 2 red cards, and of course, the drama that is, of course, the penalty shootout. So let's talk about it. Goodness gracious me, where do we begin? Of course, Gustavo Gomez. Yeah, what a day he had. What an absolute, he had everything. He had the collectors. This was it. Put it in your portfolio, mate. You had it all today. He had a goal, of course, on the 11th minute to put Paraguay in front, but then you put the ball in your own net. Goodness gracious me, on the 21st minute, and then you go and get yourself sent off. Goodness gracious me, on the 45th minute, actually edging closer to half time. What an afternoon, or what an evening bloody Gustavo Gomez has. Meanwhile, of course, after he scored and of course put the ball in the back of the net, in between all that drama, he also, Peru got themselves in front. Gianluca Lapadula, with the coolest name in town, put Peru in front with a 2-1 win. Then of course Gustavo Gomez got himself sent off to make Paraguay's second half more and more challenging. But you know what? They stood up to and be counted for themselves. Junior Alonso then levelled for Paraguay after the break. 54 minutes on the clock before Yasmin Yukton thought he'd won it on the 80th minute. Goodness gracious me. But no, more drama. Let's throw some more drama at you. Andre Carrillo then got himself sent off on the 85th minute before Gabriel Alvarolos got the equaliser for Paraguay to drag them into extra time, to drag them into penalties. But unfortunately, they could only lose. Goodness gracious me. 4-3 in the end. Wow, what a game. If you want to see any game of Copa America, that is it. Take a bloody bow, Paraguay. But of course, Peru will go through. And that rhymes. Yes, it does. 55% possession for Peru. 45% possession for Paraguay. They had more shots, though, 14 to 12. 8 of them on target, 3 off target. 3 were blocked. Very clinical in front of goal with Paraguay. Peru only had 5 shots on target. 6 of them off target and 1 were blocked. Big chances by Paraguay. 4 big chances missed once. They did hit the woodwork with some of their attacking efforts as well. Aerial duels one, I know you want to know about that. 25-16 going in favour of Paraguay. And of course, the passes. What do we got on the passes? 413 for Peru, 349 were completed. That's 85% success rate. As for Paraguay, 329 attempted, 251 completed. Goodness gracious me! If you want, just make sure you go check out the highlights of that game. This is the shot grid right here, right now. The blue is Peru. That's right, or the turquoise, whatever you want to call it. A lot of shots at long ranges as well. Quite a lot of shots outside the box. I'm trying to have a look here. 6 shots in, 6 shots out. Of course, Paraguay preferring to pepper them inside the box there with 8, I believe, 8 sides in and 6 out. Still, you know, it was a very, very evenly kind of spread game, to be fair. 3-3 in the end. Possession was, of course, very even as well. How about the heat maps then, shall we? Let's take a look at the heat maps. If it wants to show me them, here we go. There we go, that's right. Peru coming at you here. Keeper, let's go back one more second. Of course, Peru are going this way, that's right. So Keeper is over on this left-hand side here. Of course, hot spot right there. We'll talk more about him in a minute. Of course, a lot of blades of grass covered. Not really heavy on the possession, really. Again, more often coming down this right-hand side. And a lot of the possession is kept in that middle third, which you would expect anyway. As for Paraguay, of course, Keeper not very, very active, it doesn't look like. But a lot of possession coming down this right-hand side, counteracting to Peru's left. As you see with the touches right here, the Keeper has a few touches again. A lot of width out here on the left as well. Look at that on the touchline right there, going out wide. As for the on the right hand side as well, same sort of deal. As for Paraguay, again, Keeper got a few touches, but coming up this right hand side as well, a lot of more touches than that. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then, shall we? We're going to go with Peru, Pedro Galice, between the sticks, Cristian Ramos, Ander Santamaria, Miguel Taruccio, and Aldo Rocondo make it back for Renato Tapia, Yosemi Yuktum with the goal, of course, Sergio Pena, as well. He what's this? Double arrows. I'm not sure what that is. Christian Cueva and Andre Carrillo with, of course, the red card, and Gianluca Lapadula with a couple of goals, it says here. I think one of them has not been given. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Paraguay, Anthony Silva, 37 years of age. This is the last time we see him in a Paraguay jersey. He is getting on a little bit. Junior Alonso, Gustavo Gomez, Hector Martinez, and Alberto Espinola make up your back four. Angelo Cardo Lucina in midfield alongside Matias Velesanti, Santiago Antamedina, and Angelo Romero across midfield with Richard Sanchez and Carlos Gonzalez up top. Expensive bit of talent up there. As for the subs, we did see the likes of Chimaluna Lora coming on. Santiago Ormines, or just a couple of changes for Peru. As for Paraguay, they brought in Roberto Rosas, Pedris Desmota, Brian Samiedo, Julian Esquincio, and Gabriel Avalos as well. Let's take a look at the situation of the all match ratings then for these guys then. What have we got going on? We got Yasmin Yukta with a 9.1, phenomenal display in midfield, and also got himself a goal. Gianluca Lapadula with a 6.9. Renato Tapia with a 7.2. As for the opposition, Paraguay 7.5. Richard Sanchez, probably a standout superstar. Keeper wasn't that good. Junior Alonso as well at the back. No Almiron as well. That's what they're playing with probably the best player. Yeah, but not at the Copa America. The average age 27.7. Still got a little bit of legs in that, but some of them may have to move on. As for Peru, 29.9 for them. This is the timeline of events down the bottom here. If you can see my old cursor there. So we're going to go to the bracket then, shall we? So we now know one side of the bracket. We now know two of the four teams that will go through to the semi-finals. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. Brazil did oust Chile. We talk about that in another review, so make sure you check that badger out. But Peru will set up another encounter with Brazil. And of course, we'll talk about it in a match preview as well. Kind of a repeat of what we talked about already, but maybe we have a different outcome because this, Brazil weren't great against Chile. We'll talk about that. I'll show you all about that later. But anyway, that is it. Peru are through. Goodness gracious me, can they go the distance again? Of course, they made the final last time around. Unfortunately, lost to Brazil. But can they get revenge a little bit? Not only for last final, but of course in the group stages where they lost quite heavily 4-0. It's going to take something special for Peru to do that. But you know what? They might just do it. As for Paraguay, tremendous effort. I'm hoping to see you guys in the World Cup as well. In of course a year and a bit's time. So hopefully you'll bounce back at the next attempt, and maybe just maybe you might be able to showcase your players such as Almiron and co over in Qatar. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions about Peru and also about Paraguay. Has the right team gone through? Well, I think so. I think Peru have been quite a strong side in their respective group. But anyway, talk about that later. Limit 11. Smash your thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. Check the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. But until then, we are toast.